Hey guys, it's Benedictines the Vegan. Ever wondered why people are so willing to give their power away? This doesn't make any sense. People are so willing to give their power away. They don't understand the power of autonomy. They want people who are in power to be the ones that are actually making decisions for everyone, to be the ones that tell them what should be legal and what shouldn't be legal. They don't understand that these people are working for people that are more powerful than them. These people are not working for the people that are below them. They are working for the people that are above them. And that's how it works from the bottom to the top. If you work for a company, you're not working for the people, you're actually working for the company itself. You're working for the people that own the company. You're not working for your clients. If your boss say you mustn't do something for your clients, even if you know that it's the right thing to do, you won't do it because you are working for your boss. You are working for the one that's giving you money. Politicians are working for those that are giving them funds. They're not working for the people. You have to understand that everyone is loyal to money. You see, everyone wants money. Money is power. That is why people are willing to work 8 hours a day for money. People have been working since they were in their mid-20s. Now they are maybe in their 60s and they're still working. That's because people are loyal to money. They want money. That's why they're willing to do that. They're willing to waste their lives working, because that's wasting your life when you think about it. I mean, what's dope about waking up in the morning and going to work for someone else? Eight hours a day. And you don't just wait 8 hours, because you have to wake up very early. You have to also count the hours that you spend preparing to go to work. Let's say you wake up at 4 in the morning and you have to be at work by 8. That means you will have wasted how many hours? Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you will have wasted 4 hours preparing to go to work. Then you work from 8 until 4. And you have to go back home. How long does it take you to get back home? Let's say you get home at 6. You see, you will have wasted more than 12 hours of your time. And you only have 24 hours every day. You only have 24 hours. So you waste more than 12 hours of the 24 hours that you have. And when you get home, you're tired. And you will be tired when you get home, because you would have worked a lot. And then you sleep. Then you wake up the next day, you do the same thing. There's nothing beautiful about that. That is slavery. It's just that you're not conscious enough to see that that is slavery. It's modern day slavery. You're not supposed to see that that is slavery. You're supposed to think that that's what you want. You don't understand that society has been set up in such a way that you will be a slave. You don't understand that. You don't understand that you've been getting prepared to become a slave since you were young. That is why you don't even question anything. That is why you are willing to give your power away. That's why you are willing to say, it's not okay for a person to be able to choose when they get to die. That's not okay. Today I watched a lot of videos about medical assistance in dying. Canada is going to extend MAID to it's going to extend MAID to people that have mental illnesses, and a lot of people feel like that's not okay. That is evil. How can that be allowed? How can people allow that? How can people not see that that is evil? As if when they extend MAID to people with mental illnesses, they're actually killing these people. What we do not understand is that these people are given a choice, which is something that they didn't have, which is something that shouldn't have been taken away from them in the first place. People have to be autonomous. You must have freedom to choose how you're going to die. That is very, very important. If you want to die of old age, you must be able to die of old age, unless something happens, unless you get sick or get killed by some idiot. But you must be able to choose how you're going to die, if that's what you want. That is very, very important. If that's what you want, you must be able to choose what you want. You know, it mustn't be something that you are just given freedom to do by other people. It must be something that you already have freedom to do. One of the biggest questions that we need to ask ourselves when it comes to medical assistance in dying is, what's wrong with choosing when you're going to die? Because we know that death is inevitable. And if we want to be consistent, we mustn't perceive death as something that is bad. Because if death is bad, it means that we mustn't even be bringing people here. If death is that bad, it means we mustn't be bringing people here. So we must be willing to say death is good. It is good that people are going to die someday. So yeah, if death is good, what's wrong with people being able to choose when they're going to die? Even if death is bad, I know that there are some people who think death is bad. I don't think death is bad. I think death is the greatest thing about life. The fact that you're going to die one day is the greatest thing about life. You don't want to be here forever. You might think that you want to be here forever, maybe because you're enjoying your life right now, but trust me, you wouldn't want to be here forever, because you'd get used to the things that you are doing. So even if you are enjoying your life, you'll get bored at some point, because you'll have gotten used to the things that you are doing that make you enjoy your life. So yeah, even if you think that death is bad, what's wrong with people choosing when they're going to die, especially if death is bad? Because it's something that's going to happen to everyone. So if a person say, you know what, I know that I'm going to die at some point, I know that death is inevitable, so I want to choose when I'm going to die. What is wrong with that? We need to question everything if we want to get to the truth. So what is wrong with a person saying, you know what, I'm good. I want to die on this day, and this is why I want to die on this day. What's wrong with that? What makes it good for people to die when they're old, when they can't even speak anymore, when they can't even take care of themselves anymore, when they have amnesia, when they can't walk anymore, when they're sitting in a wheelchair? What makes it good for them to die when they can't do anything anymore? What's good about suffering before you die? What makes that good? What makes that better than choosing when you're going to die? When you see that, okay, well, I'm getting old anyway. I'm 60. I've lived. There have been so many things that I've enjoyed about this life. There have been so many things that I've hated about this life. You know, I like to think that even if you don't think that life is good, there has to be some things that you've enjoyed here. There are a lot of things that I've enjoyed, you know, lots of things that I've enjoyed. Even though I'm aware that the world itself is like really evil, we shouldn't be bringing people here because there are a lot of evil things that are happening, and it's not right to bring people that cannot consent to being born here. You know, it's not right. But the truth is that there are a lot of things that I've enjoyed here. There are a lot of things that you've enjoyed here. So what's wrong with you having a right to say, well, I've lived, I've loved, I've learned, I grew. No, I've experienced life. Now I want to choose when I get to die, since death is inevitable. What's wrong with that? That's the question that we need to be asking ourselves. What's wrong with people having a choice? Why shouldn't they have a choice? Why should they die of old age? Why should they die by accident? What's good about receiving a call from a doctor telling you that someone that you love has died, even though you weren't really expecting that kind of call? They tell you that, oh, that person got involved in a car accident and they died. Like, that's not good. What makes that good? That is why there's a part of me that makes me believe that there are beings that actually want us to suffer in this world, and there's something that they gain from our suffering. Because if you're going to receive a call in here and they tell you that the person that you were with today that you love died, that's going to be very painful, you know. I remember I read somewhere that Paul Walker's wife fainted when they told her that Paul Walker died. I mean, how are you supposed to feel? You were just with someone a couple of hours ago, and you receive a call and they tell you that that person is dead. Dude, how the fuck do you handle that? You never get to heal from that. I don't think people get to heal from that. I've never really been in that kind of a situation before. But I don't think people who have been in that kind of situation really get to heal from that. A person that's really close to you, a person that you see every day, you receive a call, and you know that that person was healthy. You receive a call, and they say that that person died. You never recover from that. What makes that good? Because we're saying that is good. If we're saying that people cannot choose when they get to die. Because we know that there are people who even choose to exit on their own. And it's very possible that in your lifetime, you get to know a person that's going to exit on their own. Even if they ain't a person that you knew that exited on their own, it's very much possible that as you get older, that's gonna happen. You know, a person that you love is gonna exit on their own. I know a couple of people that have exited on their own. You know, me and them weren't like really close, like really, really close. But there are a couple of people that I know that have exited on their own. These people were close to some people. So imagine receiving a call and they tell you that the person that you are very close to exited on their own. How are you supposed to feel? You never recover from that. I think that's worse than when a person that you love dies by accident. You know, I think that's worse. But because we don't allow people to exit or to be assisted to exit, that's gonna happen, and it happens every day. So what makes that right? Because we are saying that is right. You have to understand that the rate of suicide is growing every year. This is not something that, even if we wanted to change, this is something that wouldn't be able to change. People are becoming more and more selfish. You know, the system that governs us is making us selfish. It's making us compete against one another. Isn't it weird to you that if you want a job, you have to compete with other people for that job? And you have to see those people. Like they'll call you, and those people, and they put you in one place, and they call you one by one, that they will interview you. Something about that isn't right, you know? When you really think about it, something about that isn't right. You have to be there and perform in front of the people that are going to decide whether you qualify to work for them or not, or who is more qualified to. Like, nah, man, that's slavery. We've been put in a situation where we need money in order to survive, and they're using money to control us. They're using money to enslave us. So if they make us compete, we're not going to love each other as people. You're not going to love a person that is doing much better than you, especially if you're not strong. That is why there are people who hate their friends. You find that you have a friend and your friend is very successful and you have nothing. If you're not strong, you're gonna hate your friend just because they are successful, and that's how things have been set up. You know, it's not easy to escape that. If a person that's close to you succeed, you're gonna expect them to help you. If they don't help you, you're going to start resenting them. If they don't help you, you're gonna start to resent them. Oh, that person, you know, I used to help that person a lot before they had anything in life. Now, they used to sleep in my house because they didn't have a place to sleep. But now, they don't even call me anymore. We're competing. And because of that, we're becoming more and more selfish. We're becoming more and more loyal to people that we feel are going to help us. That is why we are more loyal to your boss than you are to your clients. I mean, depending on the kind of business that you have, or the kind of job that you have. If you don't have a boss, you are the boss, of course you're going to be more loyal to your clients than to anyone else, I guess. But if you have people that are above you that are telling you what to do, you're going to be more loyal to them. I remember Snoop Dogg said something like this in one of his interviews. He said, one of the mistakes that people make when they become successful is that they feel like they must help their friends, they must help their relatives. But that's how people end up going back to the bottom. When you succeed, you must start rolling with people that are at your level, because they're not going to bring you down. They're not going to bring you down. You must start rolling with people that are at your level, or people that are above you. You see, so how can we not create a resentful society if we have set things up that way? If you've been friends with someone for 20 years and that person succeeds, and then they decide that you're no longer their friend anymore because you're not doing as well as them, and now they start rolling with people that are doing as well as they're doing, or with people that are doing better than them, how are you supposed to feel? How are you supposed to feel if you're a girl and you date a guy that doesn't have money? You help him when he needs your help, you're there for him. Then he starts making money and he starts dating girls that are more beautiful than you, girls that he felt he couldn't date because they were out of his league. How are you supposed to feel? That is why a lot of people are broken these days. You know, there ain't that many people that are not broken. That is why it's hard to date people that it's hard for guys to date women that are in their 30s. It's because most of them are broken. They've seen a lot. They've experienced a lot. They've experienced things that they will never be able to recover from. We must understand that this life is not easy. So it's weird that we feel like people mustn't be able to choose when they're going to exit. It's like there's a part of us that feels like this is a prison and death mustn't be easy because it's a prison. I mean, why do we feel like people mustn't be allowed to exit if they want to exit? It's like if you were in a prison and there were people that were supposed to be let out. Before their time. Like, no, we've got to let these people go, you would feel like something isn't right, because it's a prison. They're supposed to be in prison, supposed to do their time. They shouldn't just be allowed to just leave. You'd feel like, well, the ones that should be allowed to leave are people that are too old, You'd be like, well, this person is gonna die in a year, so they should be allowed to leave. But people that are healthy shouldn't be allowed to leave. People that are still young shouldn't be allowed to leave. They should do their time. Isn't that how we handling this medical assistance in dying situation? We feel like it mustn't be extended to people with mental illnesses or people who just don't want to be here anymore. It's not like people who don't want to be here anymore suffer from mental illnesses. You don't understand that that's a lie. That's a lie told by people who want to control everyone. I mean, how else would they be able to control people unless they made it look like the people that they want to control have mental illnesses? You see, the moment you say a person has mental illnesses, you are giving them, you are giving yourself power over them. Or this person has mental illnesses, so they cannot make their own decisions. Or this person is just depressed, so that means they cannot make their own decision. If you have suffered a lot in your life and you do not feel okay in this world, doesn't mean that you have mental illnesses. If you don't want to go to work because you just don't want to work shitty jobs, doesn't mean you have mental illnesses. If you don't want to be in social situations because people suck, doesn't mean you have mental illnesses. People who suffer from anxiety believe that they have mental illness. Oh, it's a mental illness. No, a lot of people suck these days, man. It's not safe. Like, people suck, It's not safe to allow people to be too close to you. It's not safe. Because people really suck these days. So it doesn't mean that if you are not feeling okay, you have mental illness. Most people that are not feeling okay in this world have good reasons not be feeling okay. And if things change, they would feel okay. If the world was better, they would feel okay. Not feeling okay doesn't mean that you're weak. Most people that are not feeling okay are people that are intelligent, people that are conscious enough to see what is happening. If you are not conscious enough to see what's happening, then you might not suffer as much as people that are conscious enough to see what's happening are suffering. Because you are not aware of some of the things that are wrong that are actually happening in the world, because you're not conscious enough to see what is happening in the world. See, you might find that the difference between you and people that are diagnosed with mental illnesses is that you are ignorant and they are not ignorant. They are able to see reality as it is, and you are not able to see reality as it is. Think of it this way: if you were in a relationship with a person that was manipulating you, that didn't love you, that was just taking advantage of your stupidity, you'll be happy in that relationship if you weren't able to see that you are being used. But if you are in a relationship with a person that's taking advantage of you, manipulating you, using you for your money, and you're able to see that, you wouldn't be happy in that relationship, because you can see that this person is using me. You see the difference? You wouldn't be happy because you're strong. Like, oh, I'm happy in this relationship. Why is this person not happy in this kind of relationship? You wouldn't be happy because you would be happy because you are not conscious enough to see what is really happening. That other person will be unhappy because they're conscious enough to see what is actually happening. So people that are unhappy are people that are able to see that no, we are not being treated right. You see, as people, we must have rights. We must be free. Especially considering the fact that no one chose to be here. We mustn't be owned by other people just because they have power. See, the people that own you are not even, good people. It's not like these people get to the top because they are good. It's people that are selfish that usually get to the top. So what makes you think that they're gonna care about you? Remember what I was telling you in the beginning? I was telling you that people rise to the top because they are loyal to their bosses. They are loyal to people that are giving them money. They are not loyal to you. You wouldn't rise to the top if you were loyal to people in general. Like if you were a politician and you really cared about the needs of people, you wouldn't rise to the top, because there are a lot of people who make sure that you don't rise to the top because they're not benefiting. You see? They want to benefit. So you must be loyal to these people. You mustn't be loyal to the people that you have promised to save. You must be loyal to the people that you're working with. People that are at your level and people that are above you. Because those are the people that really have power. If you're not loyal to these people, they can destroy you easily. There have been so many people who had potential in politics but that were destroyed because they had good intentions. You see? You don't understand how evil the world is. You blame politicians who are doing things for their own good, They don't really care about the people that they've promised to save. But you don't know that they can't really they can't really serve the community. They can't really serve the people. Because they're not allowed to serve people. They're allowed to serve those that are above them. Because those are the people that are helping them. Those are the people with power. If they stop serving these people, they are going to lose a lot. There are people who have power in this world, who have a lot of money. People are willing to do anything for these people. There are girls that are allowing people to shit on them in Dubai because these motherfuckers have money. Do you understand? That money is power. People are willing to do anything for money. People are willing to do anything for money. There's this other interview that I watched of this lady. She's a traditional doctor. She's inganga. Inganga. That's what they call them in South Africa. They believe that these people have some superpowers. If you go to these people and say, I want my friend's wife to love me. I want my friend's wife to leave my friend and to date me. That they believe that person can perform some magic, and that person is going to love them. So she was that lady, the lady that I'm telling you about, the Nganga lady that I'm talking about. She's a sangoma. They call them a sangoma. I think that that term is familiar. Sangoma. She was talking about how evil people are. She was like, you know what? The reason why I do evil things is because people ask me to do evil things. The reason why I kill people is because people ask me to kill people. You don't know how many people came to me and asked me to kill another person. Stuff like that. You don't know how many people came to me and said they want money and they are willing to kill for money. They are willing to sacrifice their loved ones for money. You understand? Like, people are willing to do anything for money. Because money is power, and everyone knows that. So the people that are in power don't give a fuck about people that are at the bottom. Don't ever let anyone lie to you. So it really surprises me that people are willing to give their power away. The thing is, if you want to give your power away, it's fine. But don't force everyone to give their power away. You know, what I feel is the solution to the problems that people have with the legalization of medical assistance in dying. The solution is this: those that want to give their power away, they should be able to sign somewhere that they've given their power away. That would be good. When you reach the age of 15, you're able to sign, like, you know what, the government owns me. If at any point in my life I feel like I want to exit, the government must do whatever they can to keep me here. You know what I mean? But if you've never given your power away, you must be able to, find the assistance that you need. There must be companies that, are able to assist people who want to be assisted to exit peacefully. We cannot keep people here as if we are keeping them for something good, as if the lives that people have are actually good. You cannot say, "Oh, we're protecting the citizens of our country. We're protecting their lives." Like, no. There are lives that are not even worth living because they're so horrible. We're not making life bearable for many people. That's what we must understand. The only way to prevent suicide is by making sure that people are happy. It's not by forcing them to be here. That will never work. It's by helping them the way that they need to be helped. It's by making sure that this experience that we are having as a collective is good. People don't feel like they are being used. People don't feel like there are evil people that are controlling them. People don't feel like they are slaves, People feel like everything is fine, That's when, if people said, "Well, yeah, we don't like it here," would be justified to some degree to think maybe they have mental illnesses. Now people are just suffering. There's this other Tsonga TikToker that likes to say, whenever she goes out, she'll record a video and say, "You cannot say that you have depression if you've never been to Cape Town. You don't have depression. You're just suffering. Like, you're going through a lot. You have no money. You can't even go out. All the money that you have, you spend it on food and transport. And that's it. So how are you supposed to feel okay? You don't have depression. Travel, you'll see that you don't have depression. You just broke." And that's true. There are a lot of people who think they have depression. They don't realize that, they don't have depression. They've just suffered a lot. They just don't have the things that they deserve. Things that are actually entitled to. There are things that, if we're going to believe that bringing people here is a good idea, there are things that they are entitled to because we brought them here. If we want to say that no one is entitled to anything, we want to say that this world doesn't owe anyone anything, then we must also allow people to live, because that will also mean that they do not owe this world anything, you see. if we want to force people to be here, and then it means there are things that they're entitled to. They're entitled to happiness. They must get the things that are going to make them happy so that they will stay here. You don't keep a person that's in a relationship with you by forcing them to be in a relationship with you. You keep them by doing things that are going to keep them interested in you, that's going to keep them interested in the relationship. You do things that are going to make them feel like, you know what, if I leave this person, I'm going to suffer, or I'm going to miss them. So unless we are willing to change, unless we are willing to make this world a better place for everyone, we must allow people to exit when they feel like they want to exit. There's nothing evil about that. Let's not be hypocrites. If that is evil, that means that life itself is evil, just like I've been saying. Because you cannot say that death, a person choosing to die is evil. Just like if death is inevitable, because the problem is death. The problem is that people do it all ends with people dying. If people choose when they're going to die and then get assisted to die, that's death. It's still dying. If people die in a car accident, that's still death. If people die because of old age, that's still death. So that will mean that death itself is bad. Life itself is wrong. And that will mean that we shouldn't be having children. That will mean that internationalists are right on every level. We must be willing to be honest with ourselves. There are some uncomfortable truth about life that we need to accept. We mustn't be like children and cry when there are some truths that we don't want to accept about life, even though we can see that these are truth. What I'm saying on this video is the truth. What's evil is being so ignorant that you feel like you must control other people even if you do not know what it's like to be them. It is evil for a person to choose when they're going to die, as if you are living their lives. Don't you understand that you are the one that's actually evil for even feeling that way? For feeling like, well, the government must actually control people and force them to be here even if they do not want to be here. That's what's evil. You see? You don't understand that that's what's evil. It's evil to force someone to suffer until they die just because you read somewhere in a book that God doesn't want that. And the Bible is not even against medical assistance in dying. I've never even read anywhere in the Bible where it says that is wrong. I don't think the Bible is against suicide. I don't think it's against suicide. So it wouldn't be against medical assistance in dying. It's just people and their feelings. And they want to feel like they're so right and God is on their side. If they feel like something is wrong, it means that God feels like it is wrong. Think about it. Death happens in this world. If really death was wrong, according to God, He wouldn't allow people to die. You see? All the things that are happening are actually right. That's why God He created this world to be the way that it is. It's you that feels like it's wrong, and you want to believe that God feels like these things are wrong because you are closer to God. You're much closer to God than people who feel like, choosing when to die isn't wrong. You think like the people who wrote the Bible. You are delusional. You think that God loves you more than He loves everyone else. Whatever you feel like is right is right. Whatever you feel like is wrong is wrong. People are different. The world does not revolve around you. People have their own problems that you might not even understand. They're experiencing this reality in ways that you will not understand. In philosophy, there's this problem. We call it the problem of undermined. How sure am I that the way that you experience anger is the same way that I experience anger? How sure am I that the way that certain foods taste to you is the way that this food tastes to me? You know what I mean? How sure am I that the way that you perceive the color blue is the same way that I perceive the color blue? Maybe your blue is my black. That is why it is wrong on so many levels to control other people. There's a reason why they feel the way that they feel. There's a reason why they feel like it is right for them to choose when they're going to exit. They're not forcing you to exit because you are you. You think that you must be here forever. It's fine. You will try to be here forever. We'll see how that works out for you. But allow people to be who they are, to make their own decisions. Even God doesn't force people, like the God that you believe in, because it's mostly people that believe in the Bible that feel like that is wrong. This God doesn't force people to follow Him or to do the right thing. It doesn't force anyone to do anything. It's going to judge people in the afterlife. So why do you feel like you must force people to do what you want them to do if God is not forcing people to do what He wants them to do? You see that you are the one that's wrong. Why don't you just focus on praising your God and reading your Bible without forcing other people to follow the laws of your God? The Bible doesn't say you must force people to follow the laws that are written in the Bible. The Bible says you must preach to people. If they don't accept Jesus, then that's on them. The Bible doesn't say you must force people to accept Jesus. The Bible doesn't say you must force people to believe in the Bible. No one should be forced to believe in the Bible. And it's crazy that the Bible says that those that didn't get to hear the word of God are going to be saved because they didn't have an opportunity to hear the word of God. Why do you even feel like you must preach to people? If I didn't know about Jesus, it means that I would automatically go to heaven no matter how I live my life. So the people that came and preached to me are the ones that have introduced hell to me. It means that there's a chance that I might go to hell because these people have told me about hell. If they didn't tell me about hell, then I wouldn't go to hell. There wouldn't be any chance of me going to hell. I mean, I don't mean that, like I'm going to hell, like it's guaranteed that I'm going to hell. I don't believe there's a hell, But you must realize that the Bible was written by people, man. So it's written by powerful people who wanted to control other people, and that is the truth. It wasn't written by God. Even if the Bible say that it was written by God, you would still be dumb to believe that. No. God needs to come and speak to you directly for you to believe in him. If you are intelligent, he must come to you and speak to you directly and say, yo man, okay, here's why I created the universe. Here's why I created you. Here's what I want you to do. Do these things. I'm going to reward you. If you don't do these things, I'm going to punish you. If God has never came to you and told you what he wants you to do, then no one should tell you what they want you to do. Fuck them. These people are just hungry and they want money from you. They want to control you. They don't even understand that that's what they want. They don't understand that they want to control you. They believe that they are good people and they were sent by God. No, they are evil people. Some of the most evil people in this planet, bro. These are people that want to control other people. They want to use God to justify doing evil things in the world. They want to use God to justify hating other people. Like, oh, that person is gay. They are evil. They are evil. They have demons. No, motherfucker, you the one that has demons. You're the one that hates these people. These people are part of this world, motherfucker. You understand that they were born in this world. It's like you were born in this world. You know, they don't hate you. You are the one that hates them. So you are the one that has a problem. It's not them that has a problem. It's not them that needs saving. It's you that needs saving. Why the fuck should you hate someone because they are or what they are sexually attracted to? It's not like they are sexually attracted to children. It's not like two men having sex is a problem. Like it you know what I mean? Like it's two consenting adults. You know, no one is being raped. So you're the one that has a problem. But you're not conscious enough to see that you're the one that has a problem. You're not conscious enough to see that you are still like an animal. You know, you're not conscious. You still behave like an animal. You still behave like a monkey. You still need to evolve. You don't understand how stupid you are. That's the problem. You think that you are intelligent. No, you're stupid. And you hate people that are intelligent, people that can think for themselves. You think that it is wrong for people to be able to think for themselves. You want everyone to be like you, everyone to be at your level. You want everyone to follow old rules that do not work anymore. They cannot work anymore because there are intelligent people that are realizing that there's something with these rules. There's something with these laws. You see, as we evolve as a society, we're becoming smarter. That's how evolution is supposed to happen. We're supposed to become smarter. So if something is no longer working, then we must be able to change it. We mustn't allow old laws that were made up by people who are not smarter than we are now. We know a lot of things now, you know. We know a lot of things. So you must understand that these laws that are against the legalization of medical assistance, suicide, were made up by people that are not smarter than we are. We understand things better now. We do understand that freedom is important. No one should be forced to do something that they do not want to do. Even if we are 100% sure that what we are forcing them to do is the right thing. If they are old enough to make their own choices, we must allow them to make their own choices. And the thing is, we cannot be sure if forcing people to be here is the right thing because we don't know the future. We don't know what's going to happen. You might force a person to be here and then they end up getting kidnapped and getting tortured, suffering more than they would have suffered if they were allowed to exit peacefully. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. We don't even know what this world is. Could be a prison, you know. So maybe the longer we stay here, the more we suffer. Who knows? We don't know what this place is. So allow people to make their own choices. If a person wants to be here and they believe that it is better for them to be here until they die of natural causes, you know, what you believe to be natural causes, that's okay. It's not like medical assistance in dying isn't natural causes. It's still a natural cause. It's still dying by a natural cause because it's still natural. Everything that happens in this world is natural. There's nothing that isn't natural. People have been ending their lives since the beginning of time. That's natural. That's why nature has given them the power to do that. Animals can't do that. I guess that wouldn't be natural, right? If a dog did that, because they don't do that. But if a human does that, it's natural. It still does happen. But it's still fucked up. We mustn't force people to resort to just ending their own lives because it's fucked up. We must assist them. Have conversations with them, you know. Try to figure out if they are really sure about their decision. One of the arguments that I've heard against medical assistance in dying is that things can get better. Things can get better. It's like if you were married to someone and it was illegal for you to divorce them. So you don't divorce them because it's illegal, but you actually do want to divorce them, but you don't divorce them because it's illegal. And then things end up working out for you and them. You know, you end up being happy in that relationship. And then they say, well, you know, people should be allowed to file for divorce if they're not happy. And you say, well, if we were allowed to file for divorce, I would have divorced this person, but now I'm happy. So it must be illegal for people to file for divorce because of that. You know, say how stupid that is, because people, you know, view this reality from their own perspective. They look at their lives and they feel like other people's lives are like theirs, you know. It's possible that if you stay in a relationship with a person that you want to divorce, you end up killing each other. That can happen. Doesn't mean things are going to work out. So it's important that you have a choice, even if you feel like things are going to get better. You know, you must still have a choice to like not continue. It is important that you have a choice. Otherwise, you're a prisoner. Otherwise, you're a slave. You understand that? So do we want a society of slaves or a society of people that are free, that are doing what they want to do as long as they're not hurting other people? Do we want a society where we are hurting other people by forcing them to believe what we believe, by forcing them to live the way that we want to live? Or do we want to live in a society where everyone is free to believe what they believe and they are free to live how they want to live? This is just a game, man. It's just a game, you know. Just play the game. Try to be happy without imposing your will on others, you know. Allow other people to be themselves, to live their lives the way that they want to live their lives. And understand that you are not other people. You are who you are. People are different, man. People are different. They feel different. They think different. you know. I like dogs. Dogs are different. It's not like dogs. All dogs are the same. There are dogs that are smart. There are dogs that are dumb as fuck. Even humans are like that. There are humans that are smart. There are humans that are dumb as fuck. Just because you are able to breed with any human that's here doesn't mean that we are all the same. Now, dogs are able to breed with all the dogs that are here, but it doesn't mean that they're all the same. They're different. They feel different. You know, they don't. You cannot say a Chihuahua feels like a pit bull. So we must understand that. So can you imagine if a pit bull had to force a Chihuahua to be a pit bull? That wouldn't be right. A pit bull is a pit bull. A Chihuahua is a Chihuahua. A golden retriever is a golden retriever. You know what I mean? A German Shepherd is a German. You know what I mean? Like, let's understand that we are not all the same. Humans are different. They look different. They feel different. So we must stop feeling like we must own other people. Just because someone is born a human doesn't mean now they have to save some god. You know, why don't you walk around forcing chickens to save your god? Just because someone is born a human doesn't mean you must force them to save a god that you believe in. They're not like you. Maybe that god that you serve is yours. You know what I mean? It's your god. Maybe he helps people like you and he's there for people like you. Maybe that's why you see him sometimes. That's why you have a personal relationship with him. But don't force everyone to have a personal relationship with him. Maybe he's not everyone's God, you know. Maybe we all have our gods. Maybe some of us are gods. We don't have anyone that's protecting us. Maybe we're protecting ourselves, you know. But you always gotta keep an open mind, you know. It's important that you keep an open mind. That's how you're going to understand this world better. Most people that are closed-minded are very evil and they don't even realize that they're evil. Most people that are like really religious, they're fucking evil, man. When they have children that want to take a different route, they abuse them. Muslim parents been abusing their children because they don't want to be Muslims. And it's weird because they didn't even ask to be born. They didn't even ask to be created. So you create someone and you want to force them to be your slave. That's wrong on so many levels. Not everyone is the same. Your children ain't going to be exactly like you. And it's possible to have a child that's not going to be anything like you. Like, you can have a child that's so different from you, like on every level. It's going to be different from you. If you are dumb, you can't have a child that is smart. That can happen. If you are child free, you can have, if by mistake it happens that you get pregnant, you can have a child that's not going to be child free, that's going to want to have many children. You know, if you're an internationalist, the same thing can happen. If you are a vegan, it's possible to have a child that it's going to be like Jordan Peterson, that's not even going to eat vegetables. I think I had Jordan Peterson say he doesn't eat vegetables anymore. He eats raw meat or some shit like that. I don't even remember. But the point that I'm trying to make is that people are different. So we mustn't force people to be the same. Allow people to be people, you know. Don't force them to be your slaves just because you are a child. Because that's being a child, forcing everyone else to be like you. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy unless everyone is like you. No. No one should be forced to do anything. We don't have a good relationship with death as people, man. We're so afraid of it, even though it's something that we know is going to happen to every person. I mean, it would make sense if we were afraid of ghosts, because we know that there are many people who have died without seeing ghosts, without seeing aliens, or without seeing demons, you know what I mean? So it makes sense if you're afraid of aliens, if you're afraid of reptilians, if you're afraid of demons. But death, we know we're all going to die. But there's no reason to be afraid of death, you know? We should spend our whole lives preparing for our death, because we know that it's inevitable. Can you imagine if you knew exactly when you're going to die? Wouldn't it be good if we had pre-funerals? You invite all the people that you love, talk to them, have real honest conversations with them, say things that you felt you couldn't say to them, say things that you feel like, you know, are important. Allow them to say what they want to say to you. Why should we only get to say good things about people when they are gone? Why should we even have funerals? It's not like these people can hear us. I mean, it doesn't seem like they can. It would be better if we had pre-funerals, where we knew exactly when people were going to die, and you know, we celebrated their lives with them. That would be beautiful, you know. I think about that all the time, you know. That's how I would want to go out. I would want to tell everyone that, yo, it's my time, you know, I'm ready. And invite people to come to my pre-funeral, and we talk about all the things that we want to talk about, drink, you know, have fun, joke about things that have happened, you know. That would be beautiful, man. Your friends talk about the experiences that you have had, funny things that have happened. You know, that would be beautiful. We should make peace with the fact that we're going to die, instead of being like children. People get shocked when they receive a call that someone that they know died. Oh, how come? Life is not fair. That person was still too young, bro. Like, nah, man. You know that people die. It happens. It's been happening since the beginning. It's not shocking, really. It happens. But that shouldn't be the only way that we get to know about people dying, you know. Sometimes it would be beautiful that we get a call from them and they tell us that, yo, I'm gonna die on this day and I want to host a party. I want you to be there, and I want us to celebrate, talk about all the things that we have enjoyed about this life, all the things that we've hated about this life, and all that. That's beautiful, man. That's really beautiful. I mean, would you rather just die without people knowing that you were gonna die? You know, just die, like just get killed, or just die, like wake up dead? Or would you prefer to know exactly when you're going to die and be able to say goodbye? There's something weird about, humanity being obsessed with people dying when they are too old, and they feel like those people have lived successful lives. A lot of people that are old have lived meaningless lives. They're still suffering. There are a lot of people that I know that are old that are still suffering and that are useless. Like there's nothing that they're doing. They just wake up in the morning and just hate on children. I know old people that hate children. They have children, but they hate children. They're always fighting with their children, fighting with their grandchildren. Their minds are not even working right. I'm not against people getting old, by the way. The only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying now is because we feel like getting old is a good thing. Like people must only die when they are old. No. I'm not against people getting old. It's like I've been saying to you, that people should be allowed to live their lives the way that they want to live their lives, to live their lives for as long as they want to live their lives. If you want to live your life until you are 120 years old, I do believe that you must even be assisted to get to that point, to get to that age. You know what I mean? Like, we must do whatever we can to help you because you want to live for that long. That's beautiful. But if you don't want to get that old, then we mustn't force you. To become that old. Just because of the machines that we've created. Like, it's progress. We're able to extend people's lives. If a person was going to die, if an average person dies at age 70, now we're able to add like more years, give them more years, more time, They get to be here for 90 years. Man. No one should be forced to be here. Trust me, it's wrong on so many levels. We mustn't allow old religions to control us. These religions weren't created by people that are smarter than us or that know more than we know. We know a lot compared to people that created these old religions that we feel like we must follow. So we must be honest with ourselves, and we must be brave, brave enough to be honest. Even if people are ignorant. I love being honest. I love being honest in front of people that I know are ignorant, in front of people that I know are dumb. I stand and speak the truth. That's because I know that I know what the truth is, It's not like I was brainwashed. It's not like I was indoctrinated. It's the truth that matters. It's the truth that's going to save us. You have to understand that the reason why there's so much suffering in this world is because we're not in alignment with the truth. We've created our own laws that are not even working with nature. You know what I mean? Laws that are not in alignment with nature. These laws don't correspond with nature. And we expect people to be happy? No. We're living a lie. So we must change and evolve. That's when things will be better. Thank you all, guys.